MBA applications are down in 2026, but what does this mean for your admissions odds? In late January, I ran my annual MBA Admissions Predictions 2026 live webinar. Some candidates were pleasantly surprised to hear one of the defining trends of this current admissions cycle is that MBA applications are in fact trending down. Then this week, a headline floated around indicating a top 10 MBA program is down 30% in applications. And yes, this is possible, but I want to slow this conversation down a bit because I'm already seeing candidates misread what this actually means for their admissions odds. So let's talk about what's really going on and, more importantly, how to interpret all this information without getting carried away. And by the way, I've also been sharing how I'm reading these early signals as more data comes in through my Sunday Outcome Insights. It's my weekly MBA admissions newsletter that is read by thousands of candidates every week. The link is in the description if you want to stay close to how this unfolds. First, context matters. Applications are coming down after 2 years of increases. Any declines we see are coming after 2 years of application increases, in some instances, very substantial ones. So when you see a stat like applications are down 30% at school X, the right reaction is neither relief nor panic. Instead, it should be curiosity. Down compared to what? And down across the board or for some particular demographic, such as international candidates? Are we returning to a more typical level of demand, or are we seeing something more structural? At this point, we don't know yet where the dust will settle. These early numbers are directional, not definitive. Second, there's a dynamic this year that I think is underappreciated. It's possible that applications are declining faster than the number of unique applicants. Here's what I mean. For years, programs like the Consortium and Forte made it very easy and very rational for candidates to submit multiple applications. If you're eligible, you often applied to more schools simply because the marginal cost was low, sometimes zero. Some of those pathways are now no longer available at certain schools. That doesn't mean fewer people want an MBA. It may mean fewer extra applications per person. In other words, the average number of applications per candidate could be going down even if the pool of serious applicants is not shrinking nearly as much. Applications and unique applicants have always been different numbers. This year, that gap may be narrower than usual if candidates are submitting fewer applications per person. Third, and this is the part I really want to be clear about, the top schools are not going to lower their standards. We've seen softer cycles before. I have been in senior leadership roles in MBA admissions for 16 years now. What happens is not that schools admit people they don't believe will succeed. What happens is that strong candidates benefit. People who might have been just on the cusp in a brutally competitive year now have better odds. That's very different from standards slipping or admissions becoming easier. Schools can also shrink a class if they need to, and we've seen this happen in the past. They can manage yield. They can be selective in different ways. What they won't do is compromise the quality of the classroom or their class profile. So if you are a strong, well-positioned candidate, this environment can work in your favor. But it's not a free pass. The fundamentals still matter. Clear goals, credible positioning, and thoughtful execution matter just as much as they ever have. The mistake would be assuming that applications are down actually means I can relax. That's not how it works. And if you want to stay close to how this cycle is actually playing out, I share deeper admissions data and context every week in my Sunday Outcome Insights. My newsletter is recognized as a leading MBA admissions intelligence source and is read by thousands of serious MBA candidates each week. I'll be unpacking what these signals really mean and what other trends I'm seeing. You can sign up via the link in the description.